All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, the bonus to the apostles, elders, great millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. All right, this is Ratazah once again from the Great Millstone Atlanta camp with another video. And the title of this video is "The House of David Will Rule the World to Come." Okay, or something to that effect. It's basically I just want to hit a couple of scriptures dealing with that, because another name for the elect is the house of David. All right, and we know that the kingdom of heaven, which the scriptures speak about, is only preserved for the Israelites. All right, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, it says the Lord said the kingdom of heaven is prepared for you. Now it all starts with the elect. All right, the elect, the 144,000 men. All right, 12,000 out of each tribe, which is written of in Revelations chapter 7, is going to be the governing body under Yahweh Shai, all right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So when he returns, all right, which Lord willingly, this is the year, all right, because this is the year of hastening his coming. When he returns, he's going to come and subdue all nations on this earth, okay, including the so-called white man who's known as Esau, Edom in the Bible. And we're currently living in his empire or his rulership. And there's plenty of scriptures that go into basically the kingdom's going to come when the Edomites go down, all right? We read Obadiah, you read the last verse, you read Lamentations 4:21, and of course the classic Second Ezra 6 and 9, where it says Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, but I'm just going to hit a couple of scriptures just to show you, all right, that the house of David is coming back, man. All right, and Lord willingly, we are of the house of David, meaning that hopefully we're of the elect. All right, but I'm gonna start here in the Apocrypha. All right, this is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, and verse 5, and it says, "Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of hath worn the crown." You see, and when I read this verse, King David comes to mind. All right, which King David is if this is the house of David, he would be the head. All right, and that's why Yahweh Shai told Peter, all right, basically upon this rock I build my church. Peter being the head of the church, which the church is the house of David. So that would, through the spirit, we know that Peter is, King David coming back because he's the head of the church. But King David, all right, which I got the account pulled up in 1 Samuel's, he wasn't thought of to be the king, man. All right, he was the youngest amongst all his brothers. Okay, all his brothers were older. They probably were tall and muscular, but the Most High didn't choose them. The Most High chose, all right, the one that's not so obvious, and we fall in that lot. Okay, we being the hopeful elect brothers, all right, who are sincerely doing the work of the Lord in spirit and truth, that believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, we're looked at as the basically like the underdog, so to speak. All right, nobody sees us coming. They look at us, like bums, or like Apostle Paul said, I believe 1 Corinthians the 4th chapter. All right, we're looked at as the filth of the world. We're looked at as the off scouring. All right, so people not looking at us to be the next world rulers, but that's how the Most High set it up. All right, the Most High is going to use the underdog, or he's going to use the one who you least expect to show his power, man. So again, it says one that was never thought of have won the crown. So, King David in the house of David, all right, that scripture applies to. See that? Or matter of fact, when you jump up, let's start from 1. Salakia. Wisdom lifteth up the head of him that is of a low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men. You see, yeah, we have the wisdom of these scriptures, which is wisdom is what's going to raise us up. and put us on a pedestal, man. You see, and it says what? Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance. And that's what these people do. The people in this world, man, they abhor us because of our appearance, because of our stature, because of our so-called status in this world. They look down on us as nothing. But that's who the Most High going to use to show his power. It says, the bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things. And that's us, all right? We're looked at as little. We're looked at as something that's minute and minuscule. But what we have, all right, we got this truth, all right? This fruit, all right? So that's how you know that we're coming in a lot of the men who are of the house of David, man. Now let's keep going. All right, let's go to the next scripture dealing with that, which I kind of briefly went through it, but I'll just read a couple of verses here. All right, this is 1 Samuel 16:1, and the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thine horn with oil and go, and I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. All right, so Jesse, who is the father of David, or King David, all right, he had several sons, and they was basically King David being the youngest. Now, when you go through these preceding verses, all right, Samuel's going through, or he's going to all of the sons, and the Most High is basically telling them he didn't choose them. Like, for example, verse 6, it says, and it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. Verse 7, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature. All right. Yeah, it's like we read in Sirach 11. All right. To basically said to not commend a man for his beauty. It says, because I have refused him. For the Lord Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the this is for man looketh on the outward appearance, Salakia, but the Lord looketh on the heart. See that? So man is looking at the flesh, you see, but Yahweh Shem Yahushua knows the hearts, man. And again, that applies to us. All right. Brothers are not 6'5", 6'8", and now you might have a couple brothers in the camp that's that tall, but that's not the common thing. Brothers for the most part are regular guys, man. All right, and we actually looked at as less than that by this world. All right, because we have this truth in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is basically adverse to this world, man. All right, but we're the ones who the Most High, Lord willing, we're of that number that the Most High is going to use. Basically, he's going to raise us up, man. All right, so the Most High knows our hearts. He knows our minds, our spirits. Verse 8, then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, neither had the Lord chosen this. Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by, and he said, neither had the Lord chosen this. Again, Jesse made 7 of his sons pass before Samuel, and Samuel said unto Jesse, the Lord have not chosen these. Let's keep reading. Verse 11, and Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children? And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. He was a shepherd. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent, verse 12, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, which ruddy goes into essentially being brown skinned, man. All right, if you type in ruddy animal on Google, you'll see what color ruddy was, man. David was like a light brown, all right, light brown skin. All right. And it says, and withal of a beautiful countenance and goodly to look to. He was a young, basically a young boy. All right. And it says, and the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. See that? This is one that was not thought of, man. Jesse didn't even, David's father, Jesse, didn't even think to bring David forth, but he brought all his older brothers, you see? So we come in that same lot as the ones that are not thought of, man. Okay, Lord willing, we have that number. The Lord's going to have us rule the earth next under his son, Yahweh Shai. Then Samuel took the horn of oil, anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. All right. Let's get the next scripture. This is 2 Samuel chapter 8, beginning at verse 1. Now, this is when the house of David was established. All right. And King David was going around. Well, actually, it's going to tell you. I just read it. All right. And this is a prelude to what the house of David is going to do a second time. All right. This is what they're going to do again under Yahweh Shai. All right. 2 Samuel 8:1. And after this, it came to pass that David smote the Philistines, all right, who were Hamites, and subdued them. And David took Methegama or Methegama out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab, all right, the so-called Chinese, and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. And like brothers have pointed out several times, you know, that's why the Christians, all right, they don't go into the house of David. They don't speak about the throne of David. All right, because look what David was doing. All right, and the Most High was with him. And that is actually going to tell you when you read later on in the chapter that the Most High was with King David, man. All right, and this is what the house of David is going to be doing again, putting you damn heathens in subjection, man. All right, let's skip down here. You know, because it speaks about you damn Edomites, man. 2 Samuel 8:13. And David gat him a name when he returned from smiting the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. 14. He put garrisons in Edom. All right, which a garrison today would be like a military base. All right. It says, throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants. And all it says, and the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. You see that? All Edom, all right, the Edomites became King David's servants. 15. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. All right, this is a prelude of the kingdom of heaven, or how it's going to be established, man. We're going to be going around the earth under Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Shai is going to be giving out orders. And we're going to be putting you heathens in subjection, man, and making you our servants. See that? Matter of fact, I didn't have it on my tab, but let's pull that up. Psalms, what's that? Psalms 2. Slakia. Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen from thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. See that? And that's what King David was doing back then. And him and his men are going to be doing that again in the very near future. Okay? Possessing the lands of these heathens. Okay? Having them as servants. We're going to be breaking their ass up with that rod of iron. Okay? This is Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Okay, and that's currently what's happening, man, with the different brothers waking up, okay, coming together in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, one accord, That's basically this prophecy is being fulfilled. Okay, the house of David is being raised up again. 12, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this. All right, and we basically seen that happen of old when we read 2 Samuel chapter 8. All right, when the King David was possessing the Edomites and all them other heathen nations, man. Okay, he was possessing them in their lands. See that? Right, and then it goes on. But let's read the last scripture that I got, man. This is coming, man. You see? Prophecy will be fulfilled, man. All right, the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, aka the house of David, will be the next rulers, man. Okay? Daniel 7:18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Who are the saints? The Israelites. But it always starts with the elect. Okay? The 144,000, man. And it says, so take the kingdom. Take it from who? Take it from E. All right? E is going to be the last ruling nation prior to the Israelites receiving the kingdom. All right, and I believe I quoted the scriptures earlier. But the saints of the Most High, then 7:18 again, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All right, so the kingdom of heaven, when it's established, is going to reign. It's going to run the earth forever, man, for all eternity. We're never going to be taken out of power ever. You know, once the kingdom of heaven is established, that's it. All right, and the house of David is going to rule the earth in righteousness and have you heathens, all right, as servants, man. Okay, and that's according to the scriptures and the prophecies. All right. So, Lord willing, you was edified. All right. I just want to bring out a couple of scriptures on that. All right. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Lord willing, to the next lesson. Shalom.